Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and to another video. In today's video we are going to be learning how to make this style of tassel to add onto a bubble balloon. As you can see, this one is completely clear and has nothing inside of it, but it would still work if it were a gumball or whether it were just a double stuffed bubble. So I'm going to show you how to do this today. They're a little bit different to the other tassels that I've shown you how to make before. If you've not seen that video, I'll pop it up in the corner now for you and in the description box down below, so you'll be able to check that one out as well if you want to at a later time. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video and get started. Because these are super simple to do, you only need two actual materials, and all you're going to need is some ribbon to match the colour of your tissue paper tassel that you're going to do. So I've got some white here. This is Hobbycraft's knit and stitch ribbon, and you can get this usually on the way out of Hobbycraft, and it's £1 for a reel of this. Then you're going to need a stapler, a pair of scissors or a rotary blade, depending on what you are more comfortable with using. I'm going to use scissors today because it just is easier for this one. And then you're going to need some tissue paper in the colour of the tassels that you want to produce. So I've got white for mine today. First thing that we need to do then is to measure out our piece of ribbon. So these bubbles are both table height at the moment, so we need to just grab our white ribbon, and all we're going to do is just start off at the top, leave about maybe 3 inches for tying at the top. So hold that there and just stretch that ribbon down to the bottom of your weight, and then just snip that off, and that's what you're going to be using for the inside of your tassel right there. Usually when I make a big tassel that's going to go on a 3-foot balloon or is just a hanging decoration at a party, I would use 8 sheets of tissue, but I think that's going to be too heavy for a bubble, so I'm just going to use 2 sheets today, and it does give a full enough effect, I think. So I've just got 2 sheets of tissue here. What you want to do is open them out so that they are lying down in front of you. And then what you'll need to do is fold it in half. Now there is a relatively natural centre crease along this paper, but if yours isn't folded in a packet you might not have that line to follow, but with this I do. So what I'm going to do is just grab my piece of ribbon and I'm just popping that against that line there, and then what you'll want to do is just fold that tissue paper over and keep your ribbon as close to that fold as you can. Just make any adjustments that you might need to make just to make sure that your ribbon is fully touching that fold line just there. Once you're happy with the placement of your ribbon, grab your stapler, and what I normally do is start in the centre, and I'll put one staple in at the centre, and then I will go to the one end and I'll put another one in at that end, and then I'll go to the other end and put another one in at that end. And then all I'm going to do is just go along periodically. My stapler is a bit rubbish, and I'm just going to put staples all the way along my tissue paper. This just is to hold your tassel in place. So now that that's done, it's time to start cutting. So this is the bit where it's either you're going to use a pair of scissors or you're going to use a rotary cutter, and it's entirely up to you which one you feel most comfortable with using. Today I'm going to be using just a pair of scissors because they don't need to be overly accurate with the cutting, and you're never really going to notice any imperfections in it anyway. So all we're going to do is just start off at one end, and we're just going to cut strips to the thickness that you prefer all the way up to where your ribbon starts. Now you should be able to just about make out your ribbon there, and then I'm just going to flick them over and just do that all the way along my tissue paper. all done then, I might recommend doing that on a table or a bench if you can, because I feel like I've got pins and needles in my feet now. Let's pick it up and have a look what it looks like. So this is what it's going to look like first of all, and it's okay, it's quite tassel-y looking, but what you need to do now is give it a really, really good shake. Once we've shaken it, all of the tissue is going to be all split up and not stuck together anymore, and it gives it this really nice feathery look, and that's exactly what we're going for now. So now what we're going to do is attach it onto our bubble. So if I just get my bubble, what I'm going to do is use that extra 3 inches of ribbon that we had from the very beginning, and I'm just going to put it around the top of that bubble, the top of that neck. And then once it's in there, I'm just going to pull it nice and tight just to attach that onto the bubble. Here are the 2 final bubbles then. They look amazing. The tassels look fabulous. The customer, when she gets them, is actually going to add her own bows and stuff to the top. So I'm not too worried about the joints at the top there showing, because she's going to cover those up herself with what she wants on there, and they just add such a lovely elegant finish to these gorgeous bubbles, don't they? Doesn't it look amazing? Max definitely approves. The last thing that I need to do now is just get some vinyl cut out and just pop it onto the white one, and then that will be all finished. So I'll put a picture of that in at the end for you so you can see exactly what the finished articles look like. So that is the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found it to be useful, and that you will be making some beautiful tissue paper tassels in the future. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions or comments, pop them down below and I will come back to you as soon as I can with any answers that you might be looking for. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for another one. Bye!